Topping our news at 6, arraignment today for 2 men charged in the shooting of 2 police officers in the Bronx Monday night. Accused gunman Jason Polanco and alleged accomplice Joshua Kemp were arrested yesterday. Police say they received numerous tips from the public. CBS 2's Janelle Burrell has more live from the hospital in East Fremont this morning. Janelle.
Well, Chris, Officer Pellerano, we're told, could go home as early as this morning. Meanwhile, we're learning more about how that ordeal all played out. Police commissioner says that it was that clear surveillance video, as well as a wayward bullet, that led them to the men they believe are responsible. The alleged gunman Jason Polanco silent as investigators led him to a waiting car. The 24-year-old now facing charges including attempted murder of a police officer. His suspected accomplice, 28-year-old Joshua Kemp, now behind bars as well for his role. Police say that's Kemp jumping the counter in this deli robbery on East 180th Street Monday night.
Oh, it was scary.
That ultimately resulted in police officers Andrew Dosey and Deliro Pellerano both being shot.
It's a different breed of people do things like this. These are people that don't have any regard for life.
Joseph Dosey says a bullet just missed his son's spine. Another shattered the Iraq war veteran's arm. The gunfire struck Officer Pellerano twice as well. Both officers were part of the plainclothes unit responding to the call just as their shift was ending. They had tracked Polanco to a Chinese takeout a few blocks away when detectives say Polanco began shooting through the doorway.
Once he fires at the officers, it strikes Mr. Kemp through the window, through his right bicep. We believe that round goes through him and hits one of the officers.
Investigators say he then continues to fire this .44 caliber revolver, hitting the officers, takes off, carjacks a Camaro, crashes, and then drops the gun. Meanwhile, Kemp, with his bullet wound, had a third accomplice drive him to Columbia Presbyterian Hospital, where police say his story just didn't add up.
The bogus story that quickly fell apart when detectives started asking about him.
The officers' families just grateful both men are now off the streets and their loved ones survived.
Every time he leaves, I always say, be careful. Yeah, I can't say more than that.
Now, the police commissioner says they got about 10 tips from that surveillance video that led them to the alleged gunman, who we're told has an extensive criminal rap sheet, mostly for weapons possession. We're live this morning outside of St. Barnabas Hospital in the Bronx. Janelle Burrell, CBS 2 News.